Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ash here, and in this video we are going to review iPhone 15. I have been using this device for a while. Let's get straight into the review. First of all, let's talk about design of this phone. The phone does get similarities with the previous model, however there are some features added to the 15 lineup. So first of all, we have got 6.1 inch of 1080p display. On the right side we have power button and a 5G antenna. On the left side there is a slider for mute and ring, and under that our volume rockers. On the bottom of the phone, we have got stereo speakers and Type-C port 2.0, which is sadly not supported for the faster transfers. On back of the phone, we get color-infused glass, which makes it hard to get fingerprints. There is a dual camera setup on the back with a glossy camera bump. The matte finished back feels great to hold the phone without the case, and Apple did a great job by making the edges more round than the previous models. We can hold the phone with much ease without the case. Now let's take a look at the display of the smartphone. What we have here is a 6.1 inches of Super Retina XDR OLED panel with the support of HDR10. The display looks similar as the previous ones. Not the big difference we are going to see, expect the peak brightness it can go to. So this OLED panel can go to 2000 nits peak brightness. For me, it actually helps when I'm using the device outdoor, browsing internet, sending a message or playing a game. The more vibrant difference in the display is that dynamic island. So Apple decided to ditch the notch in non-Pro models this year. Talking about features, this phone does miss a more of a basic feature, which is a high refresh rate. So this phone does come with a 60Hz of refresh rate, which is basically outdated. On the other side, you do get a 120Hz by paying $200 extra in Pro models. But for most people, it's relatively smooth display as they are not going to notice the difference. This year, the Pro phones does come with a 17 Pro chip, but this iPhone 15 gets last year's A16 Bionic chip from the 14 Pro. Even though you are not getting this year's latest Pro models, but you still get the best performance. I didn't notice any stutter drops in performance while gaming. Other than gaming, there is no need to worry about the performance of the phone. The phones have been more than powerful enough to do pretty much anything that we have wanted them to do. Everything is very snappy without any hangups in the software with the help of iOS 17. Speaking of the software, there are a few things to note there. You get the new live voicemail feature in the iPhone 15, also the new ultra-wide band chip which enables the precision finding in Find My app. This will provide you with more accurate information on where your devices are. One of the biggest upgrades in my opinion over last year is the camera of this iPhone. On the back, we have a new 48 megapixel main lens and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide sensor. The main 48 megapixel is not same as the 15 Pro 48 megapixel. As we know, this iPhone has exact same chip as the last year's Pro model, but the new update is 24 megapixel by default. It's only in the iPhone 15, not in the last year's iPhone 14 Pro. That's why its photos are more detailed and crisp. In enhanced HDR seems to work really well, where the highlights pop up a little bit more. The skin tones have improved and look a lot more natural. Looking at the daylight photos, there is plenty of detail here. There is nice contrast, sharpness is good, and great dynamic range as you would expect from an iPhone. You will also notice that you get a 2x zoom option that makes a 12 megapixel image by cropping in on the full 48 megapixel sensor. Noticeably, there is less fine detail if you go to the zoom in photos. Auto portrait mode is also available only in iPhone 15 series. You don't have to switch to the portrait mode to take the photo, so as long as you are pointing the camera at a human or a cat or a dog, you are automatically gonna get the F icon at the bottom corner of the screen. That new sensor also does take very good night photos. In some terms, it does turn messy when you are taking a photo in night mode. The ultra-wide lens is our 12 megapixel average lens. Photos are a bit of distorted and soft, but in all, the color is decent as most ultra-wide lenses out there. On video side, there are a bunch of new things than last year's model. So iPhone 15 does come with a great 4K 60fps video recording, but we cannot shoot in ProRes video mode which honestly we are not going to use much often. There is also action mode for smooth and stabilized footage. Cinematic mode in 4K 30 FPS is where the HDR kicks in by taking it to the another level with accurate colors, sharpness and better contrast. The iPhone 15 has 3349 mAh battery. The iPhone 15 does support fast charging up to 30 volts. A positive side effect of not having higher refresh rate and always on display is the battery life is a bit better than the Pros. It's enough to last a full day without heavy load of gaming or 4K video recording for a long period of time. The iPhone 15 does get very hot while playing some high power demanding games. I have noticed when I was playing Call of Duty or the other high power demanding games, it really does get very hot. On the other side, if you are using a 30-watt power brick, the phone will get heat up for some time, and that's no different than most of the phones regard to the fast charging. So here is my verdict on the iPhone 15. Should you buy it or not? Honestly, this phone is actually better suited for everyday use. There are some things you are gonna miss out like promotion and always on display, but regarding to the Pro models, it's the most comfortable iPhone with the less weight, has better battery life than Pro, great camera system, brighter display, 48 megapixel main camera, Type-C, and that modern look due to dynamic island. So if you are coming from older models like 10s or 11 or 12 maybe, these $799 are worth to be spent. Hope you guys like the video. Catch you in the next one. Peace.